I forgot to tell you. The spice exists on only one planet in the entire universe. A desolate, dry planet with vast deserts. Hidden away within the rocks of these deserts are a people known as the Fremen, who have long held a prophecy that a man would come, a messiah, who would lead them to true freedom. The planet is Arrakis, also known as Dune.
On today's episode, we discuss everything you need to know about Dune. He's Jay, I'm Alan, that's Ben.
Three bros with three opinions, all about movies.
This is Movie Jabs.
Let's go. All right, so real big disclaimer. Myself and Jay know nothing about this.
Zippy, big old goose eggs.
Oh, yeah. We did not read the books.
Didn't.
We did not watch the original movie, but my boy Ben here is a bit of a nerd, and he did both those.
Yeah, I did.
So he's going to give you guys a quick synopsis and a quick
breakdown.
Breakdown of the series or
for
movie.
The layman.
So let's do it.
All right, so Dune is basically Game of Thrones, but it's Game of Thrones in outer space. It's like Game of Thrones on steroids. It's based on a two-part novel that was written in 1965 by sci-fi writer Frank Herbert. And his whole interest was wanting to explore the way in which humanity could ultimately improve if they were enhanced by biology and technology and stuff. So he's like real into science, that kind of nerdy stuff. Dune takes place on multiple planets controlled by nobility, which kind of ties into the similarity of Game of Thrones. And each planet is controlled by one house and one family. And it's the year 10191, and everyone in the universe is fighting over a substance called spice. And spice is the most valuable substance in the universe because it's the one thing that gives you heightened powers, and it enhances your senses and all that kind of stuff. But it also, it's kind of like you were saying earlier, Jay, it's like the oil of the time. It allows you to travel through the universe. It's what gets you from one end of the galaxy to the other instantaneously.
Fuel.
Yeah, it's basically a fuel. So that's why everybody's fighting over this thing. But the only source for spice is a desert planet, Arrakis, which is why it's called Dune. It takes place on a planet that's a big old desert with lots of dunes. And the main character in this is Paul Atreides, and he's from the planet Caladan, and he's played by Timothy Chalamet. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And his dad in this is Duke Leto Atreides, and he's played by Oscar Isaac from Star Wars, Poe Dameron. And they're basically constantly at war with the House of Harkonnen from the planet Giedi Prime. And during this whole story, Oscar Isaac was tasked with taking control of Arrakis. And they're sent there, and they got to kind of rule it and everything. But they get to this war with Harkonnen. And when they get there, their plan is to enlist the help of these characters called the Fremen. And they're the natives of the planet. And the Oscar Isaac basically wants them to help fight the Harkonnen. And the Fremen in the story believe that Jessica, the consort or wife kind of character of Oscar Isaac, and her son, the main character, they believe that they've been sent there to free them and make their dry desert planet into this big old paradise rainforesty thing. And Oscar Isaac's wife, or consort woman, whatever the book calls her, a consort, Jessica, she's this member of this mystical clan of witches, and they have strange powers, and they're called the Ben Gesserit or Gesserit. And in the trailer starts out with the Ben Gesserit testing the main character. He has to do this test called it's really weird, the Gom Jabbar Test. It's some weird test where they test to see your level of humanity. And basically you stick your hand in this box. The box causes a big old intense amount of pain. And if you remove your hand, then basically they don't consider you a human, because only a human can use their wits and will to hold their hand in there and tolerate the pain. And if you fail and pull your hand out, she stabs you in the neck with this big old needle full of this poison called Gom Jabbar or whatever, however you pronounce it. And that's why it's called that test. And Paul, in this story, he eventually becomes this big old godlike creature. He's known as this thing called the Muad'Dib, and they consider him like the ultimate powerful god character. And in the story, he uses his powers and he becomes the central figure. And he starts this whole new religion where everybody follows him around and does whatever he says, and they worship him. He kind of struggles with that. He doesn't want to become the figure, but he kind of has to take that role, and he does. And he unleashes this giant war in his name across the entire universe, and it's kind of crazy. And it's just some really complex, wild story that involves a lot of plot twists and a lot of characters like Game of Thrones, and it gets kind of confusing, and you really got to pay attention to make sure you kind of keep track. And that's basically it. It's like hard sci-fi with a little bit of religion, a lot of science fiction. It's a strange story. And the author of this, his Frank Herbert, he said he wrote it as a warning. His warning, he said, is beware of heroes. It's a warning to society to rely on people's own judgment and learn through their own mistakes rather than worshiping somebody else, rather than following somebody else. Take care of your own stuff. Be your own person. That's the moral of the story in this.
Okay.
All right, so that's basically it. I mean, it's
Wow.
complex. It's complex as crap, and it's confusing as crap.
I wouldn't say it's crap, but I'll tell you what now. Even after that, I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. It's like Game of Thrones, where if you don't pay attention, you're lost.
Yeah.
You're
Definitely gonna watch it, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you
wanna
got to
see it.
watch it. It's got a pretty good cast. Josh Brolin's in it. Jason Momoa, Zendaya.
A pretty good cast.
Yeah, and your boy from No Country for Old Men's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Javier Bardem. Come on.
That guy.
He's
Nice.
good. He's
Yeah,
good.
Javier Bardem's tight.
Does he have an air compressor?
Maybe.
I'd
He's
be
got that
better.
weird. He's got that weird
Yeah.
emo haircut.
Does he have a coin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't put that in your pocket.
Yeah, don't put that in your
It
pocket.
gets lost with the other coins. That's not special coin
Hey.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
So it's
good luck.
and like I said, the thing about this is it's a remake. We
Ah.
kind of have this thing with remakes. We're kind of tired of it.
But
Like,
it doesn't matter. I've never seen the first one. So
Yeah, for you guys, it's going to be fresh.
No,
I mean, this
so,
is
I mean-
old.
we've got a first timer over here.
Yeah, it's old, but you said it best. Like, well, how do you feel about
He
remakes?
He never says anything best, but
Yeah, but I do.
Go
But
ahead.
it's a remake, but I'm sick of them. Like, just, there's nothing original coming out. It's literally a piece of tape going piece of tape and the same name rerun over. It's boring.
But the one good thing about this remake is it's not made by Michael Bay.
Oh, yeah, he does terrible work.
Yeah, it's not made
He
by Michael
ruined
Bay.
Ninja Turtles for me.
And Transformers. Destroyed them.
Yeah. But anyway, so like I'm excited for this. I've not seen the first one, so I'm excited.
The visuals
But-
look cool.
But yes, but the story seems so complex to me.
It is. It is complex.
And
I mean, it's very complex.
Yeah, like
And the whole thing about the story is a lot of people don't know. It was just a big old message. So Herbert, our boy Herbert,
Frankie H.
yeah, Frankie H just
Mhm.
wanted
Frankie
to give
Herb.
this big old message to people saying, "Hey guys, you don't need to rely on somebody bigger than you. Just be yourself." It's kind of the point.
Good message.
that's the message of the movie.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
Be yourself.
Honestly, it just sounds yeah.
Yeah. So with
Oh,
that
weird.
said, be yourself, but do what we say when we say subscribe, please. And I don't have anything else to say.
How many
thumbs?
Oh, thumbs.
I did not like the first movie. It was long, drawn out, very weird. The books are good. I know there's a very big cult following on this, and everybody loves the books. I didn't hate the books. I
Define
didn't love them.
everyone.
Everyone.
A lot of people. I mean, it's got
Define a lot of people.
It's got a big following.
More than
It's got a big.
lot.
You know how Game of Thrones
More
has a
than
big
three of
following?
us?
Yeah.
Hey, you know how Game of Thrones has a
I
big
like
following?
Game of Thrones though. Yeah.
But this was the Game of Thrones of its time.
Ah,
Like it was
so-
that
so-
popular
so
when
in
it
your
came out.
face.
so this was
Alan.
Game of Thrones back in
In your
1965.
face.
Yeah, this was the Game
Okay.
of Thrones of then. So it's
This
super
was Game of
popular.
Thrones before DVR.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah, so
Idiot.
it's got a really big following. People love it. I just didn't like the movie, and the books to me were
Get your meat man
above
down my
average,
face.
but not super. They weren't amazing. But yeah, like I said, subscribe,
I'm in one thumb.
and I'm gonna give it one thumb.
One thumb.
One thumb.
And I'm gonna go one as well, just because I mean visuals look awesome, but other than that, I'm just lost.
There's a lot of story to put in. there.
Yeah.
He's just
lot
too
of story.
dumb to understand it.
Well, and that, like honestly, I almost went 0 thumbs, but they both said one. I'm like, I'm gonna go one as
Yeah,
well.
well, Game of Thrones worked because they could spread it out and get the story in. But this is just how are you gonna put all this stuff in one movie?
Does somebody bench press in this movie?
Jason Momoa.
I'm
probably,
out.
He's
You know
not
what?
watching it.
I'm not in.
Jason
you know
Momoa will
what?
probably throw something.
One thumb. We're out.